All
right, Shalom Yasharella, we're back. We're going to pick up where we left off, and we're going to read Matthew 25 by Barbara Ashwan, or in the Hebrew first. This is Matthew 25 now. So Matthew 25, verse 1. Let me know when you have it in the audience. Is the first word you have Az? I thought, I'm not sure. I think there is.
I see if I can find one for you. Here's one here. Come on. I see if I can find another one.
So I have Az is the first word. Okay. So it reads, Az Parama Malakwath Ha Shemayim La'ishar Ilamwath Ashera Lakwakwa Af Narawath Yahan Watha Tizana Lakor Af Ha Kathan. 2. Kamash Mahan Hayawa Kakamwath Wa Kamash Kasayowath. 3. Haka Hakasa Yowath Lakwakwa Af Ha Narwath Wala'a Lakwakwa Aimhan Shaman. 4. Wahaka Kamwath Lakwakwa Shaman Bakol Yahan Wa'ath Narawath Yahan. 5. Waka Ashera Bashash Ha Kathan Labawa'a Wa Thanamna Kalan Wathara Damna. 6. Wa Yahaya Bakhatazwath Hala Layala Wa Thahaya Tazwacha Hana Ba'a Hakathan Tazayana Laquara Athwa. 7. Az Hathawa Ruwa Ko Ha'ailamwath Hahan Wathaya Tabna Af Nar Wath Yahan. 8. Wathara Mar Na Ha Kasawowath O Lakakamwath Tana Lanawa Mashamankan Kaya Yakabwa Narawath Yanawa. 9. Watha Ain Yana Hakakamwath La Amar La A Kan Pan Yakasar Lanawa Walakan Kaya La Kana O Hamawakoyam Wa Kwan Yana Lakan. 10. Wayahaya Ba'aith Lakatho Lakwanwat Waya Ba'a Wa Kathan. So like ha kathan the water. Waha Nakhanwath Lalakat Ba'awa Afwa O Ha Kathana With a cigar, what a laugh, select, how to laugh. Wa akarya kun ba'awa gum ashara, select, sha'ar, ha'ailamwath, watha amarna, adunyanawa, adunyanawa, the thak lanawa, 12. Waya ain ya wa ya amar, aman, amar, anya, lakan, la'a, yadaithia, afkan, 13. Lakan, shakwadwa kaya, ayan kam, waya dayam, ath rather, hayawam, wa ath, shai, so like hashai, ashara, yaba'a, baha, bun, ha, adam. 14. Kaya, kamwa, ayash, nasai, lama ro, so like lama rakwat, ashara, kora, o, ibadyawa, waya masar, laham, af, rakawash, 15. Waya thun, lazar, chamash, kakaryam, walazar, shafyam, walazar, akath, lakol, ayash, wa ayash, kapya, irakwa, waya mahar, waya so like waya sai, masham, 16. Wayalad, ha'ayash, hala kwak, kwamash, kakaryam, ya, so like waya sakar, gahan, wa ayash, lawa, kamash, kakaryam, akarwat, 17. Wakan, hala kwak, Shathium, gum, hawa'a, harawayak, Shathium, akarwath, 18. Ak, akwak, ha'akath, ha'lak, waya kapar, ba'adama, waya taman, af, kasa, adanyawa, 19. Wakarya, yawamyam, rabium, ba'a, arawanya, ha'ibadium, haham, waya aish, Khashabwan, Aimham, 20. Waya gash, halakwak, Kamash, ha-kakaryam, waya ba'a, Kamash, kakaryam, akarwath, la amar, adanya, Kamash, kakaryam, masarta, liya, hana, Kamash, kakaryam, akarwath, ha, rock, so Rokhafya Bahan, 21. Waya Amar Alyawa Adanyawa Kun Ha'ibad Ha-Tawab Wahana Aman Kaya Basha'ait Naaman Hayayath Wa'il Araba Apakwayadka Bawa'a O Shamakath Adanyaka, 22. Waya gash laquak la kakarium, waya amar, adunya kakarium, masartha, laya, hana, kakarium, haro khafya, bahan, 23. Waya amar, olyawa, adunyawa, haya taptha, ha'ibad, ha'tawab, wahana aman, bama za'ir, na aman, ha yayath wa ayo, haraba, apakyadka, bawa'a, apakwayadka, bawa'a o shamakath, adanyaka, 24. Wa Wayagash gum, talak. Wayagash ha. Wait, Wayagash gash? No. Oh, the water. Wayagash gum ha laquak af ha kakar ha khaf waya amar adanya yada aithyaka kaya ayash kwasha atha kwatazar ba'ashara la'a zaraitha wa kanas ma'ashar la'a pazartha, 25. Wa'ayara wa'alak wa taman ath kakarka ba'adamma wa'aita ha laka ath ashara laka, 26. Wa'ain adanyawa wa'amar olyawa ha'ibad harai waha'ai tazo ata yada aith kaya kwatazar anakya ba'ashirala'a zara'aithya wakanas ma'ashirala'a pizarthya, 27. Lakan kaya ailyaka latath af kasapya lashala kanyam wa anya baba wa aya ha yayathya laquak af ashara liya batha rabya, 28. I'll kan shawa mamanwa af ha kakar wa thunwa o ha ayash ashara lawa aishar ha kakaryam, 29. Kaya ko ayash ashara yash lawa yanathan lawa waya aida yap waya aida yap waha yash ashara ayan lawa gum ath ashara lawa yakwak mamanwa, 30. Wa ath aibad wa balaya ayo habalaya ayo hashala yakwa o hakashak haka yatazwan sham fahaya fahaya ha hayala wa karak ha shanyam, 31. Wa haya kan yabawa ban ha dam bakabawadwa Wako, Hamala Akyam, Hakwadashyam, Aimwa, Weshab Ayo, Kasa, Karawadwa 32. Salat Kabawadwa 32. Wana Asapwa, Lapanyawa Ko, Hagawoyam, Wahapariam, Ba Yan Vutam, Kaashara, Yapariam, Ha Da'i, Ha Ra'ai, Af, Ha Kabashiam, Man, Ha Aithawadiam 33. Wahataza Yab, Af, Ha Kabashiam, Layam Yanar, so La Yam Yanwa, wa Af, Ha'aithawadiam, La Shama Olwa 34. Az, wa Amar, Hamalak, Al, Hanatazabiam, La Yam Yanwa, La Yam Yanwa, La Yam Yanwa, Ba'awa, Barawakya, Abiyah, wa Rashwa Af, Hamalakwa, Hamawakana, Mawakana, Lakam, Laman, Awasad, Ha'aiwalam 35. Kaya, Ra'ib, Ha, Yaya, Thaya, Waya Akol, Watha Yo, Nia, Tazama, Ha, Yayathia, Wathashak, Wanaya, Gar, Ha, Yayathia, Watha Sap, Wanaya 36. Irawam, Watha Kas, Wanaya, Kawala, Wathaba Bakor, Wanaya, Bamasha Mar, Ha Yayathia, Watha Ba'awa, Oya 37. Wa Ainwa, Ha Tazada Yakyam, Waha Amarwa, Ahmad Yanawa, Mafia, Adan Yanawa, Mafia, Ryan Waka, Ra'aib, Wana Kol, Wana Kala Kol Ka, or Tazama, Wana Shakwa, Awafka 38. Wa Mafia, Ra'ayan Waka, Gar, Wanaba'a Sapka, or Iram, Wa Nakaska 39. Wa Mafia, Ra'ayan Waka, Kawala, or Bamashamar, Wanaba'a, Olyaka 40. Wahamalak, Tha'aina, Waya Amar, Olyaham, Aman, Amar, Anya, Lakam, Ma, Sha'aish Yatam, La Khad, Ma'achya, Hataza Ayaryam, Ha'olya, Ha'olhalaya, Aish Yatham 41. Wa'az, Ya Amar Gum O Panatazab Yum La Shama Olwa Lakwa Ma'ilya Atham Ha'ara Ha'ara Warrium O Ash Iwalam Hama Hamawakna La Shatan Walama Walama La'ak 42. Kaya Ra'ib Ha Yayathia Wala'a Ha Kolyum Awakia Tazama Ha Yayathia Wala'a Ha Hashak Yatham Wakia 43. Gar Ha Yayathia Wala'a Asaptam Wafia Irawam Wala'a Kasayatham Wafia Kawala Waba Shamar Wala'a Bakwartham Wafia 44. Wa Ainwa Afwa Gum Hum Waya Amarwa Adan Yanawa Mafia Ra'ayan Waka Ra'aib or Mataza or Gar or Irawam or Kawala or Bamashamar Wala'a Sharathan Waka 45. Az Ya'ina Atham La Mar Aman Amar Anya Lakam Ma Shala Aishatam La Akhad Man Hatazai Yaryam Oha Gum Laya La Aishatam 46. Oyalakwa Oha Lamai Tizabath Iwalam Waha Tazada Yakyam Lakhayaya Iwalam. Okay. So now we're going to read Matthew 25 in the English now. And it reads, we're going to some more understanding using another parable. So it says, then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. Right? So it's talking about 10 young women who took their lamps, went to go meet a bridegroom, or a man about to be married. Verse 2, and 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. Okay, so half wise, half foolish. Why? Let's find out. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them, but the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. So clearly here we see that half of the girls or the virgins weren't prepared, but the other women were, with the oil that they need for their lamps. Verse 5, while the bridegroom tarried or waited, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him. And all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. So he's coming to visit, so they're going to meet him now. And I need to use their lamps because it's dark. And the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. Verse 9, but the wise answered, saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go you rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. Right? So it's like I have enough supply, but only for my lamp. I can't spare any. Right? So they say, go more or less go get your own.
Right.
10. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. So you're not invited.
What is it? These other ones they ain't invited?
Yeah, the wedding's already started, and you guys are, as they say in the world, Johnny come latelys.
Too late.
I guess in this case they would be Johanna come latelys. It says in 13, watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. So another parable conveying pretty much the same idea we read last chapter.
Right.
You know,
Son of Man gonna come.
just be ready. Don't get caught out there
Right.
like these virgins who didn't have the oil in their lamps. Be like the virgins who had the oil and enough to burn.
Okay.
To link with verse 9, as far as having enough for yourself, with 25 and 9, you could link that with Luke. This reminds me of some advice that John the Baptist gave to people who had questions for him.
25 and 9.
Right. So with 25 and 9, you can link Luke. Luke chapter 3. Where's that verse? Okay, here we go. Luke chapter 3, verse 10, and also verse 11.
Chapter 10 and verse 11.
Chapter 3, verses 10 and 11. Links with Matthew 25 and 9.
Okay.
And we get another verse in the Apocrypha which goes into the same thing. Just showing that, it's good to give, but you can't give beyond your necessity.
Right. What you need for yourself.
Because if you do, now you become the new beggar.
Right.
You give beyond what you're able. This is what this wisdom is going to convey here. The people ask John the Baptist, what should we do? So Luke chapter 3 and verse 10, it says, and the people asked him, saying, what shall we do then? Verse 11, he answered and said unto them, he that hath 2 coats, let him impart to him that hath none. He that hath meat, let him do likewise. Right? So only for one who has 2 coats should he impart one to one who was without.
Right.
He didn't say to a man that have 1 coat, let him impart.
Right.
Because
make sure he got his.
Yeah, at least that has that 1 coat.
Right.
He'll be cold at night now. He has to find someone else's coat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He can't give his coat away.
Exactly.
He got 2 coats, it's all right. It's all right. Not if you just got one for yourself.
Right. Now you're in the same predicament.
You put yourself in the same predicament.
Right. Just like the virgins with the oil. They only had enough oil for 1 lamp, and they gave that whole amount to the ones without. Now they don't have oil.
Right. That's what happened to them.
So they'll be asking for folks that they'll have to go to the market themselves. But they're saying, hey, we got our oil ahead of time, so why should we give up ours? If we only have enough for our own. Only makes sense, right?
Right.
And if you didn't prepare, you just got to eat that and learn. Just hope for some mercy from someone who may have more, who may have enough for both. And I'm going to get this in Ecclesiasticus. Let me write this down real quick for you.
It's in the pocket, right?
Yes. Let me just take this verse down real quick before I get the next one. So for 25 and 9.
That's Ecclesiastes.
Luke chapter 3, 10 to 11.
Like that.
Luke chapter 3. 10 to 11. And then also going to go to
Ecclesiastes, what you got for that?
give me a second, I'm just going to write this down.
Okay.
Take this verse down. Good. This thing is freezing. Okay, here we go. Okay, so the other verse is Ecclesiasticus, chapter 29. And verse 20. Ecclesiasticus 29 and 20 to go with Luke 3 and 10 to 11, along with which both of them go with Matthew 5:29. So Ecclesiasticus 29 and 20, it says, help thy neighbor according to thy power, and beware that thou thyself fall not into the same. Right? So same idea, right? Help your neighbor according to thy power, right? So if you only have a certain amount of money, a certain amount of resources, a certain amount of land, right? You don't want to give above or beyond what your necessity is, right? Otherwise, you'll fall victim to the same. We said before, otherwise you got one coat for yourself, and you give that coat, now you need a coat. Just like the one with the oil, if they only have oil for one lamp, they give that oil away. Now they have no oil to lamp their lamp.
Right.
So that's the idea.
So let's go with Matthew 9.
25 and verse 9. So you get the idea. So 29 and 20 of Ecclesiasticus. So let's continue. So back to Matthew 25, 14 actually.
You on 14?
Yeah, I read the whole parable. I'm just linking it with verse 9 because it talks about, lest there be not enough for us and you.
Okay. 14.
That's the main thing I want to draw out of that. So 25 and 14, it says, for the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, and to another 2, and to another 1. To every man according to his several ability, and he straightway took his journey. Right? So we can parallel this with the parable of the pounds. Here we see it's talents, right? It's referring to a certain amount, right? That he gave them as far as goods.
Right.
So one he gave 5, another one he gave 2, another one he gave 1. Went on his journey, right? Verse 16, it says, then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same and made them other 5 talents. So he flipped it, right?
Right.
So, like they say, when you buy in bulk, right? Or buy wholesale instead of retail, right? You get a better price, right?
Right.
So if you got a connection, you get some wholesale products for real cheap. It's good because you can sell them for retail, or you can sell them for a little bit less.
So he may ask no extra money.
Right. You may have bought, say you're selling 10 pairs of socks. You may have gotten each pair for say 50 cents. And then you can get a pair of socks it costs you 50 cents for each pair. You sell a pair for $1. You double your money, right? And you know, a lot of times when you buy things for retail, you go to a store. What are you paying for with retail? You're paying for, you know, the cost to keep the lights on, the music playing, right? The building. And you go to a brick and mortar store. That's oftentimes what the extra that you're paying on top of what they got, how much they got to afford directly from the supplier, right? So he made 5 more talents. So he doubled his money. Verse 17. And likewise, he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. So he doubled his 2. 18. He that had received 1 went and digged in the earth and hid his Lord's money. So he hid his 1 talent away. We're going to find out why. 19. After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoned with them. So time went by, right? He came back. He met with his 3 servants to find out, okay, how'd you do? How'd you do with what I gave you? Verse 20. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained besides them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, well done, thou faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. Right? So, you know, this joy of the Lord, metaphorically speaking, is really, and in reality, is talking about the kingdom. Because these talents, even though we're going into something, you know, on a ground level, physical things, right? You know, certain, monetary units or products that they can make money with or buy things with. It's going into, on a spiritual level, we want to do the same thing when it comes to the spiritual gifts that we've been blessed with, the spiritual talents that we've been given, right? Whether it's, teaching or prophecy or, discerning of spirits or maybe certain ability to design things, to create things.
To bless it and increase it.
Right. Doing garments, whatever it may be. Take those talents and use those to further the nation, right? To further your investment, to bring in more fruit, to be more fruitful. That's that joy of the Lord that he got to enter into because he doubled what he was given. He made the most of what he was given, and gained more in righteousness. Verse 22. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents besides them. His Lord said unto him, well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. Right? So you see that same message being given to this servant as well. You see what he's saying, right? He's saying, the Most High will be more than willing to entrust us with more, right? Whether it be,
5 or 2.
More wealth, more money. You might be building a team for something, more people on your team. He wants to see how you're dealing with just a little bit. If you deal wisely with a little bit that you've been given, make the most of it. Most High will be more than willing to add unto you. But until you learn the lessons that are needed, right, and able to apply the wisdom properly, right, that you're dealing with, then the Most High can say, okay, let me give this brother, this sister a little bit more to work with, as they've demonstrated the wisdom that I've shown them. That's how that works. Sometimes he may not give it to you right away just to prove you in wisdom as far as your fruit of the Spirit, to develop your character, to prove your faith in him, to prove your patience in him, right? To give you more experience in him, etc. and so forth. All the while making you more richer spiritually, so that when you have the physical riches, finally, you'll know how to handle it, no problem. It won't be something that'll overwhelm you or something that'll go to your head. That's how that works. That's what we're all going through now. Let's see what happened with the last one who didn't do anything with his talent. Let's see. So verse 24. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. Right? So he's acknowledging his Lord, saying, yeah, I knew you were a hard man. And the other parable of the pounds, it says an austere man, right? Or like a stern man, or a man of might, meaning, a man who has command over others, where he has enough ability, know-how to put others to work for him, to reap from the labor that they put in, right? It says in verse 25, and I was afraid and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast thine. It's like a tongue twister. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. There thou hast that is thine. So there thou hast, or you have, that is thine or yours. If the thous and thines and takes you for a twist. So let me go and get that I hid in the earth and give it to you. 26. His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gathered where I had not strawed. You see, you already knew that about me, right? Why would that make you reluctant to do something with the talent I gave you? Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchanges, and then at my coming I should have received my own with usury. So these people are saying to this last servant who didn't do anything with the talent he was given, who just sat on it. He said, "Man, I could have took that talent." We said, well, not him, but you. You could have at least gave it to the bank or to the money changers, to the exchanges. I could have came back and got my own with usury. You put you put money into an interest-bearing account.
Right.
You get interest on top of whatever that amount is, right?
Right. He took it and held it in the ground.
Right. So he's telling them, yeah, at the bare minimum, you could have gave it to the exchanges, the exchanges. I could have got that talent back at least with a little bit of interest on top of it.
Right.
Right. That they would pay, that they would pay out for that account, just for for the labor of having it, or if I guess you could say for the incentive for them to hold it. That's usually for folks that don't know. It's just interest. It's just an older way of saying interest. Verse 28. Take therefore the talent from him and give it unto him which have 10 talents. So the man who has 10 talents, take that 1 talent from him and then give it to that person. Right. So at least with him, I know he's going to do something with it.
Right. The other one, he didn't do nothing with it.
That's what they say when it comes to finance, right? You want to be able to read a balance sheet, which talks about money that you made, money that you spent, what you have, and then what you owe, right? Income, expenses, assets, liabilities, right?
Yeah, he did it. He on 25.
It must have been no precepts. It couldn't have been precepts.
There wasn't that many precepts.
Parables. We're going into parables, so it's the whole story. It's pretty.
Oh, ain't no precepts.
There wasn't that many precepts.
Okay.
Well, I'll give you the ones that you missed. We only pulled 2 so far. But right. So what was that? So verse 28.
28. Yeah.
Take therefore the talent from him and give it unto him that had 10 talents, because this austere or this hard man realizes the guy who took 5 and made 10, doubled his money, doubled his talent. I can at least give it to him and know that he's gonna make some use of it. Right. That's what I was saying before. Right. I was saying how in basic finance, right? They say you want to be able to read a balance sheet, right? Which pretty much goes into how much you make, how much you spend, how much you're worth, and how much you owe, right? Or income, expenses, assets, liabilities. They say that that's supposed to be your report card, so to speak. Like the same way you get into a good college or a good master's program because of good grades. So when you go to the bank, you'll be favorable with the bank if they don't care about your grades in school. They care about that balance sheet. Right. They want to see how well you can manage money, manage resources. If you're good at making more, starting with little, they'll see that and go, oh, okay, you have what's the fancy word? Fiduciary responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll be more than willing to give you a loan,
Mm-hmm.
right? Give you our money because we know that we're gonna get back for the money that we give you. If you're gonna take it and invest it in wise things and make more from it. So he's taking that same counsel, looking at this one man who just sat on his talent to say, yeah, let me give it to this man who already has 10, because I know he's gonna make that 1 into 2 right away.
He'll do something with that.
And then flip it even more, just like he did the talents I already gave him.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it says in verse 29, for unto everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that have not shall be taken away even that which he had, right? So it's all said and done. When it comes time to go in that judgment seat, go before the judgment seat of Christ, like it tells in Corinthians,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be considered like, okay, since you've had this truth, what did you do with it? Did you develop your talents, right? Did you bring in, how many folks did you warn? How many folks did you bring in? How many folks did you encourage in the truth to even develop their own talents, right? How much prophecy did you go into? How much did how did you develop in the truth? And how did you serve as an asset to furthering my kingdom before I made my second coming? That's what we're all going to be asked or looked at when Christ makes a second coming. How much do we put our talents to use to further build the nation?
Right.
So for those that have and can show forth their works and how they helped and how they added unto the body of Christ, it says that what? He's going to be given unto. He shall have abundance. Like he said, you're going to go into the joy of the Lord. I think in the other parable of the pounds, it says, oh, okay, you did that. You took your 5 talents and made it 10. I'll give you rule over 10 cities. Right? So you got great reward when you put in that work and got results. Same here. But it says, from him that have not shall be taken away even that which you have. So that little talent that you did have, that's going to be taken from you. Right? And if you're unfortunate enough, you may not even make the team. Right? You might have been thinking, oh, at least I'll make junior varsity. I know the truth. Or maybe I'll become that, like that psalm. Maybe I'll make the doorman position. I may not be, making heavy decisions, but maybe I'll be in the kingdom, at least working the cleanup crew or working the door. But depending on what you were given and how you added onto, you might not even get that. That might be taken from you.
So this is talking about saving souls.
Yeah. But it's using a situation about men being left with resources to see what if they're gonna double their money or flip it, as they say today. But it works the same way, right? We're talking spiritual riches or carnal riches, right? It's the same relationship. So from him that have not shall be taken away, even that which he had. Then it says in verse 30, and cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness, and there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So in other words, that's just you being part of the the 2/3, so to speak, as opposed to being part of the 1/3. Those that realize the opportunity, or they say they understood the opportunity that the truth presented them with, and put it to work to, like we talked about, build the body, build up the nation. Right. So that's what's key. Let me say it's a parable or metaphor. It parallels this. 1 Corinthians chapter 3. 1 Corinthians chapter 3.
You will link that up with what?
No link.
Just
put it down here.
1 Corinthians chapter 3 and what?
Start from 9. We'll read down to 15.
Okay.
I'll read it swiftly because it's pretty straightforward. And then we'll go back. It's 1 Corinthians 9 and 15. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, yes.
Oh, 39.
So, 1 Corinthians 3 and 9. For we are laborers together with God. Ye are God's husbandry. Ye are God's building. So Paul calls us God's husbandry, God's building. The same as the person who works in the vineyard, same as the person who works in construction. We're like that building that's being built up. Verse 10, or that plant is being rooted and cultivated. According to the grace of power which is given unto me, as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon. Talking about him setting the church up in Corinth, being the starter, but then he left to go other places and left others to continue to build upon the foundation that he laid, as far as starting that church in that region. He laid the foundation, it says, and another buildeth thereon. But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon. So don't just build all willy-nilly. Make sure that when you go out there, like we read in the other parable, and flip your talents, right? That you just don't do it any other types of way. Like the scriptures say, wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, right? But he that it says, he that earneth by labor shall increase.
Right.
So you can't just be trying to earn and doing it, but then going outside of the principles of the Most High, getting underhanded to try to gain.
Okay. Try to do it the right way.
This goes for, physical wealth as well as spiritual wealth.
Okay.
You can't cheat, because if you do, you're just going to hurt yourself and those involved, those parties that are involved.
Right.
It's going to come back to sting you, even though it may seem like you're getting the advantage in the short term.
Right.
So it says, verse 11, for other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahushua Mashiach, or Jesus the Christ. So that has to be the foundation for anything that you do when it comes to building up the nation, or even building a business, for example, or anything you're trying to put your mind to do.
Right.
Then it says, now if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest. For the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. So be mindful of, this in the case of building or growing, you're going to be mindful of, what do I need to get it done, right? What are my raw materials? Like a recipe, right? Okay, I need some eggs. I need some asparagus. I need some seasoning. I need some, whatever it is for a building, right? Okay, I need some wood, this dimension. It needs to be good quality wood. I need some good nails, right? And, and along with that, to even do the job, I need the right tools.
Right.
To even, get what I need done with the materials that I need, with the raw materials that I need. So all these things need to be taken into account. That's why it mentions gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble. If you're building a building, if you use hay or stubble, that's not going to work, right? That's flimsy. That'll blow away. Versus using like wood or stones, right? It's a little more sturdy. Where when the wind comes, or say there's a minor earthquake, it might stand that test and still hold up. We're going to think the same way when it comes to building up souls for the Most High in Christ, building up the nation. Same way we would on a carnal level when it comes to working on a project. That's why it says every man's work shall be made manifest, as it'll be tried by fire, right? Of what sort of work it is. This is a metaphor, of course, for when Christ makes a second coming. Same thing. When the man comes back, when the hard man comes back to see how his servants did.
Right.
Did you multiply? Did you increase? Or did you just sat on what I gave you? Right? It says, if any man's work abide, which he had built thereupon, he shall receive reward. It says in verse 15, if any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss. But he himself shall be saved, yet so is by fire. So the mercy of the Lord tells us what? Even the 2/3, they're going to be in the kingdom. Like we said in the class last night, they'll come back, but they'll come back through the children of the 1/3 that got it right. Right?
It'll be the children on 1/3, and the other 2/3 that's going to be in the fire. To the generation, the children will come back. Yeah.
Right. That suffer loss. But you want to be the ones to receive reward, the ones that are brought in first, because they're going to have a greater honor. That's why Christ said, whosoever shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, the same shall be called the least in the kingdom. But you know, they're going to be there. Let us have a lower stature. It'll be known, oh, okay, these were the ones that didn't get it right.
Follow up.
Now that they're children in the kingdom, at least they won't be able to sin.
Right.
But those that resisted the sin when it was who did righteousness, even when righteousness was very unpopular, like right now, and stood their ground, they're going to be given that greater reward in the kingdom. It'll be known, okay, these souls are the upper echelon. These are the great ones in the kingdom.
Follow.
Right. So in the end, we'll all make the team. It's just a matter of you're going to be varsity, junior varsity, you're bench warmer. Right? The choice we make now determines that, and the choice we made when we were here before. Right now, we got to make the most of what we know in this life, so we can make that team, and make the team as a baseline. But then you want to be able to get high up on the team as possible. Right? Only makes sense. Why not? As I always say, if the Christ isn't back yet, there's still a chance to get right, to get on a good foot, to get on a better foot, and to put in work, because you may have only been as productive, say, your first 5 years in the truth. You could outshine that in your 6th year by changing your approach and getting, so much more done that you didn't get done all the previous years past. You can make that happen. Right. Because if Christ isn't back yet, you still got a chance to earn even more honor, earn a greater reward. So yeah, we can stop there. So once again, 1 Corinthians. Yeah, 1 Corinthians chapter 3, 9 to 15. If you want, you can link it with the whole second parable, but I won't give it a link.
Okay.
And we won't get it because it's worded very similarly, but you can just write down Luke chapter 19. Luke chapter 19. You can start from verse 12. Go all the way down to 27. Luke 19, 12 to 27 is the parable that shares many things in common with the parable of the talents, the parable of the pounds.
Read from 12 to 27?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's more or less the same parable, conveying the same understanding.
Okay.
But some minor differences here and there, but it's good to read both of them. And compare and contrast them.
You ain't linking it up with nothing, just read it here.
You can just link it with this the parable of the talents, what we just read. Which the parable of the talents started 14. We read all the way down to 30. That's one parable. Yeah. 14 down to 30 is that the parable of the talents.
Okay, 14 down to 30. Okay.
Twelve to 27, Luke 19. Okay. So Matthew 25 and 31.
Mm-hmm.
When the Son of Man shall come in his glory,
Mm-hmm.
and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory.
Mm-hmm.
Not going into when Christ is established in the kingdom, right?
Right.
Check this out. It says in 32, and before him shall be gathered all nations.
Mm-hmm.
He shall separate them one from another,
Mm-hmm.
as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to divvy up all the nations before him and judge them accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting here. You can look at the animals that he uses. If you read between the lines,
Mm-hmm.
you can see how he uses sheep versus goats, right? To where, amongst all the nations, that the two key nations upon which, everything revolves is what? Jacob and Esau. We're the two youngest nations.
Right.
We know we have the greatest impact upon the earth.
Right.
From then till now.
Mm-hmm.
Before it was other nations had their time to shine, but then in these latter times, Esau has bared his head, right?
Right.
To show forth his name in the earth.
So Jacob and Esau.
Right. Even to this day, you'll see that most things revolve around the choices either that they make or that we make,
Mm-hmm.
even in our captivity.
Mm-hmm.
So if this is a movie, so to speak, the key protagonist is us, the key antagonist is them. And the other nations are like the extras, so to speak, the supporting cast in the movie.
Okay.
But I mention that because you'll see Israel likened unto a sheep, right? Christ said, I'm not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel, right?
Right. Little sheep.
And in goats, you'll see Esau likened unto goats when you read other scriptures, like in Daniel. He's having a vision about the Greeks coming into power.
Mm-hmm.
He refers to Alexander as that rough he-goat, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll just give you an example. So the link with 25 and 32.
Mm-hmm.
And as you read on in the parable, you'll get the sense of, what role they play with what role we play, and the results that come with it when it comes to what Christ means to us versus what Christ means to them.
Right. So 32, what you got for 32?
You can link 15:24. This is one example. Which shows what Christ refers to us as a lost sheep. There's plenty of examples throughout the Old Testament where we're likened unto sheep.
What chapter you gonna use for that?
Used for what?
32.
I said 15:24.
Matthew 15 and 24?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Where Christ himself says it.
Matthew 15 and 24. Okay. Okay. Done.
I'll give you one for the OT if you want, or the O as they call it, the Old Testament.
Mm.
You can write down Jeremiah chapter 50.
Mm-hmm. And chapter 50.
When you had that, you want to read, you can read verse 6.
Verse 6.
Where it reads, "My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place." It's kind of heavy prophecy here. A lot of metaphors here. Going from mountain to hill. You know, mountains and hills are likened unto governments, right? The governments that nations are established by their kingdoms. We know we've gone from mountain to hill because we're going into captivity time and time again.
You can read that one chapter 6.
Hmm?
From Jeremiah 15 chapter, verses 6.
Mm-hmm. You see the way it's worded about them going from mountain to hill.
Oh, okay.
You see Isaiah uses that same metaphor, using mountains and hills to liken the heathens, the governments of the heathens.
Mhm.
We're going from hill to hill, not having our own resting place because up here we're far removed from the Holy Land.
Mhm.
We're supposed to be Israel up here because we chose the way of the strange nations. Outside scatters.
Oh, okay.
You understand?
Mhm.
So hence going from hill to hill.
Mhm.
And then an example of Esau being likened unto a goat. You can go to Daniel. Daniel chapter 8. Daniel chapter 8 and verse 5. And also verse 21.
Same thing, Daniel.
Yeah. The Daniel chapter 8, verses 5 and also verse 21.
Okay, come.
So Daniel 8 and 5, it says, going into this vision that Daniel was seeing about the empires that were to come after the time he was in. He says, "And I was considering, behold, an he-goat came from the west on the face of the whole earth and touched not the ground. And the goat had a notable horn between his eyes." It talks about him not touching the ground. It's going to this goat being swift as far as how quick it will move. Because when you go into it, who's this talking about? Jump down to 21. Daniel 8:21. "And the rough goat is the king of Grecia. And the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king." Right? So it's talking about Alexander.
Esau.
Right, who was an Edomite, right? But they were calling themselves Macedonians.
Oh, okay.
He came from a band of Esau called Macedonians,
Mm-hmm.
who united all the Edomites in that region and became the first king over all Greece.
Alexander.
Right, he was the king of the Grecian Empire when they took the dominance over the Persians, who were the power brokers before them. So he saw the rise of Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's who was it? The Josephus. I remember some brother going into it some time ago where it was like I think he wrote that Alexander, not to say the Greeks that came afterwards, but when Alexander came to Israel, as he was spreading out,
Mm-hmm.
it was like I think he said he took over Gaza, but as far as like the inland going towards like Jerusalem, I think he let them be because I guess some of the wise men at that time in Israel had like shown him who he was in Daniel's prophecy. That was part of the scriptures at that point, and he like acknowledged it and said, "Oh, okay, cool with me," because his whole thing was like, yes, you know, the gods have shown favor upon me, talking to his fellow Grecians. So to have us say the same thing, yeah, according to our prophecy, it's your time to shine, your time to reign.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wonder how if they showed him the rest of it as far as you would reign, but you yourself not for long. Remember, he did a lot, but he died young at the same time. He's been the envy of many Edomites since, even Julius Caesar himself, right? To where, he was depressed because at the age of 40, he said to himself, I haven't done the same thing or accomplished the amount that he did 10 years younger. That's why you see even with Esau now, that in their magazines, You know, they're big on this whole, you know, top 30 millionaires under 30, right? They have these things like, you know, who are the most famous of the famous who are still young, who are worth multi-millions. That's their current claim to fame. It's that same spirit. Looking at things carnally, as far as, okay, the things I've gained carnally, without really looking at spiritually, you know, my value. Because you look at Alexander's, yeah, he did a lot physically for a young man, died, you know, in his early 30s, but his lifestyle was totally corrupt. We're looking at his value on a spiritual level compared to his physical, pale in comparison. He was very poor spiritually, living a life of debauchery and, you know, all types of fornication and lusts, right? Not even attributed to why he even died young. But for them, that they're his hero. To them, that's how to live life, you know? Like Wisdom of Solomon 2 goes into, they say, oh, we're not going to be here forever, so, you know, let's live it up while we can. Because, you know, our life is spent up very quick. Do you see that attitude that they had and how they envy and emulate someone like Alexander? But not to go into him. Main reason why I wanted to go into that was just them being likened unto the goat or the goats, because it's gonna have some significance as we read down in Matthew 25. So now back to Matthew 25, and let's read. I'll read 33 again. It says, "He shall set the sheep on his right hand and the goats on the left." And even look at the positioning. We know Christ sits on the right hand of the Most High. Right. Like the right hand is associated with righteousness, whereas the left hand is associated with what? You know, wickedness. Right. Even the angels that are in the heavenly realm. Everything sits on the right. The righteous ones on the right hand, but then the angels on the left hand are the ones that do evil in the earth. All follow the Most High's bidding. He just has them positioned in those two key places. Two lines, there's two lines. One on the right hand, one on the left. Right. Those on the right, righteous. Those on the left, wicked. Right. So that's us and Jacob. I mean, us and Esau. We're like opposites. Right. As far as nations go. But a lot of us, we're trying to wear the hat of the left hand. We're trying to beat Esau, not realizing it's not you're reading the wrong lines in the play. Okay. You're supposed to be Jacob. You're supposed to be the right. So yeah, a lot of our people trying to be them on some foolishness. So yeah, let's continue on. 34. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I wasn't hungry, right? And ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Right. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee and hungered, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Right? You're the king on high. When did we have to render this service to you? Right? If anything, you render it to us, not the other way around. But as we read on, he's going to explain what he means. Or when we saw thee sick in prison, and came unto thee. And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. What Christ is telling us here, which is a heavy, is you do this to your brothers out there that are in need, that are locked down, that are naked, that are sick, right? That are hungered, etc., and so forth. It's like you've done it to me. That's a heavy thing that he's putting out there, right? Because in the world, we commonly don't do that, right? You see someone homeless, it's just like, the attitude is, oh, don't touch me. I don't want to get sick. I don't want to, catch something, or right. Shame on you, or what do you say? He wasn't an angel, right? Well, what was the expression he used for the brother that got shot? He was no angel, right? Clearly something that he did that has him, in a situation, which may or may not be the case, right? But all in all, it's like, why the injury? Why not charity, right? Why are you automatically got the wall up? Why not engage the person? Why not put yourself in their shoes and go, wow, let me at least find out what's going on with them.
Well, this is what happened to me. I told you that story before when I fell into that trap, trying to help that brother out. Me and my wife, we got into a tangle with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But since then, what we do is anything we have to give, we take it to him. I shouldn't have brought him to my house from the jump. But, you know, I thought he was okay. But we got into that trap and then went to war.
But now, even with that, your heart was in the right place, even though you didn't know his heart. To where, even where you didn't know his heart, to where the Most High will take care of you because you made that, you took the extra amount. So don't feel like, oh man, because what happens is Israel, when we don't apply wisdom, we'll get jaded and go, see, that's why I don't help people who need help, because you don't know who's going to do what to you.
I don't feel like that. I just cautious.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying what Israel will do in general out here in the world. You know what I'm saying? They'll have one or two bad experiences, or hear about one or two bad experiences about people helping out someone who's less than or homeless or what have you. They'll say, see, that's why I don't do that. And then they'll just make a blanket statement and then become cold-hearted to everybody, even people who sincerely have need, as opposed to someone who's just trying to, hustle.
Right.
The scriptures make that they make that demarcation very clear, right? As far as someone who sincerely is in need versus someone who's leading a beggar's life intentionally. Doesn't have to. Difference. So clearly for these righteous, they did this, right? They visited the sick.
Right.
They went to prison, right? They helped those that needed help. And they did it when they could. Like we read earlier, right? I got 2 coats. You need one? Sure, take this. Not your own coat, because now you're going to need a coat yourself, right?
When I was in the church, in Jefferson, we had people in the church. I mean, they was, what do you call them? Evangelists, right? Evangelist people, that's the church I met to. That's Boy in Jefferson. Now, they had brothers there, where he set up, I don't know what his thing was, but he set up where he was doing different prisons, doing different things. But these was evangelist people, and, doing his thing, was going, had a Bible area where he went to the church, went to the prison and helped people out with the books and everything. He did, I mean, even though he was on the opposite side of the fence, but he still did something, for good.
That's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah, I remember you said that.
But, with like giving people like Farrakhan, for example. We know his doctrine is off, but he's giving brothers jobs, right? He's helped brothers become employed. I know the NOI, I think they have like a truck driving union that I think Spike Lee is associated with, where he'll use them to like take stuff to the set.
Okay.
When he's setting up, for his movie and stuff. So it's like, those are good things, right? Giving men,
right.
Opportunity to use whatever their gift or talent is, whether it be, driving or, moving or fixing, putting them to work in different ways. That's a good thing. Giving men labor and then being able to earn for what they do. Right. That's a good thing in and of itself. But on a spiritual level, when it comes to why you do all this, that's where they drop the ball.
They really drop the ball.
And not just him, everybody from Al Sharpton to T.D. Jakes to Jesse to, all our leaders, whether it's political, religious,
right,
social, economic,
right,
they drop the ball there because they'll lead them astray from the Most High.
Right.
And say, follow this false God. Or they'll say, don't believe in God at all, just follow yourself. We are all we have. We work together, we can build ourselves up. We don't need anybody or anything.
Right. That's what Jake and all of them.
So they'll take on those different attitudes, and then they'll still fall short. Even though they do good things, they're not following the goodness of God.
Following the righteous way.
And that's the difference.
Okay.
So yeah, we just acknowledge it, on a level that's appropriate. That's all. Like nothing wrong with saying, oh yeah, what so and so said there, that's on point because the scriptures say. Yeah, well, this person here, that right there is good. That one thing they said right there, or they did is good because the scriptures say. This, that, and the third.
It's like the brother I deal with, where his church is down there on Boy Lehigh now. And was like, me and him was real, he would help me out. He the one got me into that. Right? Did a lot of things for me.
Mm-hmm.
When he found out that I had changed my religion, he said, "Brother John," he goes, "he didn't know he in there too, in the same predicament. You know what I mean? In the same predicament, and he believe in the same way. I guess say Esau in his way, he do good and everything for it he doing, but he's not finding the righteous way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we're so quick to.
He got his children, all of them in the same way. That's the way they believe. You know what I mean? And me and him was like, Bible say like brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Because anything I need to help me out, he would help me out.
Mm-hmm.
Anything, but since I don't deal with them like that, I don't go down here like that no more. You know what I mean? Because I just don't go. But eventually I will go see him again. You know what I mean? And he's gonna try to spread that on me, but I'll say no. Brother, I'm an Israelite. That's it. I mean, I can't get you because that's where you a pastor now. You know what I mean? He got his own church. He got his family. He got his children, all of them, his mother and all of them. What am I gonna do?
You told him the truth.
I told him.
Okay. What else can you do? What else can you do?
I told him, I'm an Israelite. We believe in the Bible. You know what I mean? He said he believed in Jesus Christ too. But I said, well, he believed his way, and I said, you got yours. You got his little literature with the white Jesus, family books and everything. When I went down there, I've seen it. But that's where he got it. He got the books like that. I ain't nothing I could say.
Yeah, as long as you told him the truth, and if he understood, then it's up to him.
I told him he's a preacher too. He's pretty good, man. But he just on that track. I guess his father, after his father, his father was preaching. He was a reverend, and he got his, his way of things. A lot of them ain't gonna be able to see this life if they're doing well good. I mean, he had accidents and everything. He still came out of a different situation, they still got blessed, Even his because I guess because the way he treats people.
Mm-hmm.
He had accidents and car accidents and he came out because he had a small car. Lucky he made it out alive, But he came back, had his legs and everything straight. I just say,
Yeah, time and chance happening to them all, like it says in Ecclesiastes. Like when you're in the truth, you can face those things too. At least you have the Most High's favor working with you. If you do get in an accident or something, but for people in the world, they go through similar things. It's like a crapshoot because you already know they're not dealing with the truth. So things may work out, things may not work out.
Might work out for me, it might not. Huh?
And it's just enough of working out and not working out to keep folks in that lane. That's part of the temptation that people have to overcome. Hey, Shalom, Aqua.
Shalom. The devil has his rewards also.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, the devil be pushing, try to keep him on that track. Maybe that's why where he is, where he at now. You know what I mean? Because he was doing things and go, look, I brought you out of that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna keep you going on and on and on. Maybe so, because me and him was real tight. He was a good brother. You know what I mean? He went through some trials and tribulations and stuff. He was tell you what, he was an accountant. And he lost all his counting, all the work he did and everything. He lost his job for like, Esau put him out, got him out of there. For like maybe, I think it was, I'd say like 2 or 3 years. He was going through it. But he had back money to back him up for his family. But then all of a sudden he got lucky and Esau put him back. So I guess that's why he's still the way he is. Because he got a better job than waiting.
Right. And our people will oftentimes, praise the first person that helps them. But then they'll kind of go above and beyond as far as follow everything that person deals with, Like we see it here. We even been through it. Like where we do with folks at camp, or even folks that come into the truth, where they're like, yeah, I joined this because they had work for me, or I didn't have any clothes. They put clothes in my bag. I was hungry. They fed me. I was in prison. They came and hooked me up. Like I was going back and forth with, especially in Philly, back and forth with brothers that are into Islam, whether it be NOI or the Sunnis, right? We go back and forth with them on the Quran. A lot of times, for a lot of the guys, not all of them, for a lot of the guys, the Quran is like an afterthought. It's more like before they even get into the philosophy behind the Quran and Islam, it's more just like, okay, I got a network of people that I can go to that they got some kind of infrastructure. I can go there for a gig or a job, or I can set up a storefront, or get my little bag and sell my oils, right? Something I can do to put food in my mouth and food in my family's mouth.
Right.
And that's why they get with that. The religion and the Quran is the afterthought. We're going back and forth with them about, the Quran says that we're the real Jews. They're not thinking about that a lot of times, unless they're really like going up into like imam level, really getting into the studies. For a lot of these guys, it's just it just makes their hustle easier. So they join. And of course, in prison, it's tough when you're by yourself. So if they're in there, it's like, okay, I'll join them.
Right now,
for protection.
They're gonna join that for protection.
Yeah, it's basic. People have basic needs, right? You got to eat, got to preserve yourself, right? Security needs, right? You want to belong to something, to be a part of something. It's there, it's available, right? And they got a certain amount of members, so it's like, let me join this. I'll get into the philosophy and all that later. I just want to be down, so that, I can get my immediate needs met.
Right.
That's why a lot of people do anything, not just us, but Esau, the other heathen, the same thing. It's funny when you talk about criminality and gangs. Esau wants to get on their high horse and go, why are these kids joining gangs and doing this, that, and the third? And then when you explain it to them from a needs perspective, you say, you look at these kids and even use their own kid as an example, because they're poor too. You say, if you don't have if dad and mom isn't there, or you can't rely on them, but the streets got something for them, right? The streets can help them put food on the table, give them a little bit of respect, right? Give them some clout where they walk around, have to worry about somebody messing with them because they got a big Willie who has their back, and they say, oh, mess with him because he's his boy. If you don't have if those needs aren't being met, and that's a way you can do it, and it's accessible, it's right there.
You're gonna follow.
Exactly, and most times, yeah, a lot of times, yes. If you have someone else that offers you another system, right, or another system of support,
right,
and you bring it out that way from a needs perspective, they always get shut down. They got to change their approach because they want to go in as, oh, we're just immoral, as a foundation. It's their bias is thinking, oh, we just are prone to do wickedness just because. We're prone to join gangs just because it's evil. And it's just like, don't play that game, because put yourself in the same predicament. You probably do that and a whole lot worse to survive.
What we doing over here in Philly? I think Chicago, we still have gangs over there. Chicago and I think it's California.
Yeah, they're the ones that make the news.
Yeah, well, see, quiet down over here in Philly, far as different areas of wars and things, but it still is into another thing with the little people now. They think they gangsters. You know what I mean? But they don't have respect for other people. They don't. So we don't bother with them. We leave them alone.
Unless the elder people are OG.
Don't bother them.
They'll have respect for OG that's in the organization.
OG.
Someone has that clout in the community that may be a part still or may have come out, Like who's the one that Schwarzenegger could have pardoned but didn't? He was an ex-Crip, I think. Stanley. I think Stanley Williams. I forget his street name, but he was one of those figures where he grew up, got into the gang, came out of the gang, and set up a whole bunch of programs to support the kids, and turn his life around. And they were trying to compare his life before and after because he had some charges I think still pending. He was still running the streets, even though afterwards he had been many years doing positive things in the community. Which a lot of these gangs, you go into their origins. That's how they started. They started off trying to actually do positive things in the community, right? And he was brought on trial, I think, for something, a case that was still, on his rap sheet.
Oh, okay.
And I think it was Schwarzenegger. He was the governor of Cali. He could have pardoned him, but he didn't.
Okay. He didn't do it.
I remember that was on the news like some years ago. Back when he was still governor.
He had changed his ways and everything. And fortunately, with the government still been pardoned. Because he had Esau.
So what?
Unfortunately, Esau.
Yeah.
Esau. You can't expect nothing from Esau. Really, you can't.
Like I said,
expect nothing.
In the world,
you just gotta be cautious. Don't let them put you in a trap.
In the world, it's a crapshoot. Win, lose, or draw. At least when you're in the truth, you have the Most High's favor behind you,
right,
to help change the odds.
Okay.
Even when they're against you. To say he came into the truth, not just doing positive things. Say he came into the truth. That trial could have went differently.
Right.
You never know. Let's finish this up. We got to deal with the goats now. Dealt with the sheep. Now we got to deal with the goats on the left hand. So Matthew 25 and 41, it says, then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, depart from me, ye cursed, unto everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels, his messengers. For I was hungry, and ye gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. I was a stranger, ye took me not in. Naked, and ye clothed me not. Sick, and in prison, ye visited me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungry, or athirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer them, saying, this is pretty much the opposite of what we just read. Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not one of the to the least of these, ye did it not to me. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous unto life eternal. Right. So you're gonna have 2/3 of our people, right, and the heathen. They go this direction. They have to answer for this.
Right.
And we see it now, right? Where we're locked down, right? And even their own people, let alone us, we see how they just turn a blind eye. Right? The love of many is wax cold even for them. They got their own people who are poor. They use them as collateral damage just to get to us.
Okay.
Who are in a predicament like this where we can't provide for ourselves. We can't eat. We can't put clothes on, right? We need them for help, like the curse says. But because of the way they've dealt with us for these 400 plus years, and just how they've dealt in general in the earth, it's the only meat or right judgment that they have to look forward to. Now, had they done differently, like we said, it's not about, kill them. It's all about the choices that you make. Just like we accept, we had to go through this because of our choice to not follow the Lord. It's only right. So the choices they've made over generations, it's only right that they face the judgment that's meet for that.
Right. Only right.
Like I said, for the crimes they done to each other, the crimes, of course, they done to Israel, and even to their own flesh, to their own bodies, right? The perversion that they partake in.
Right.
We talk about the 6 offenses, right, of Esau and the heathen in general that we don't want to be a part of.
Right.
Rape, theft, murder, deception, oppression, profanity.
Right.
And when our people follow them as an example, right, we could group right along with them. At least with the Most High's mercy, He'll allow us to come back. We just got to go through that fire like they did.
Right.
But with them,
They're going through it.
They got to get destroyed, and they're going to go into captivity. Those that remain. So that's Christ, what he's giving here in this parable.
Well, you have made a statement out there. Some of you souls that might be severe, they got to repent.
No. It's just when the smoke clears, everyone's not going to be dead. We need people to build the kingdom back up. So they'll be part of that, along with the other nations that are still alive after the smoke clears when the day of the Lord comes in. You have many that are going to die, but then those that remain, they're going to be our property. And in Esau is a special case because, like we talked about in the class, so at some point in the future, it's not really specific. We know when it comes to their house, they're going to be utterly cut off. There's going to come a time on the earth where you're not going to see them anywhere in the earth at all. The other nations will still be around, serving us, but with them, yeah, they're going to be
Cut out.
extinct. It's like all these animals they kill off. They're going to be that animal, that extinct animal now. They're going to be like that dodo bird, or like that bald eagle, right? Their symbol. They're going to be like that extinct eagle you don't see anymore. Goes around, comes around. Can't beat it.
Good lesson, Brother Nadia.
Khan, all praises to the Most High.
To the Most High, yeah.
All praises to His Son. All praises to the Holy Spirit.
Better understanding now before, as I keep grasping and coming up the ladder. You know what I mean? Like the quad said.
Mm-hmm.
What's the three we say? Said that wisdom. What's the first one?
Information.
It's like a ladder. You got three different ways to go. Come up.
Information to knowledge, knowledge to wisdom.
Here, two, three. Knowledge.
Well, you know what? It might have been knowledge, wisdom, which then gives you understanding.
Wisdom is last.
And then you get understanding.
Yeah, you got knowledge, understanding, and wisdom.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's what one day that's what we were talking about. Get knowledge, then you get understanding, then you get wisdom. And that's the last.
Okay.
And before I taught me that, that's what I try to do. Have that through the Most High, praise to Him. And I have learned, I try to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes to my best ability, but I still work on it trying.
Okay, so here we'll make an end unless anyone else has link ups they want to pull for 25. Okay. Announcements 2 weeks from now. Yeah, 2 weeks from now at sundown, we're going to have the Feast of First Fruits. So make sure that you remember that. You're mindful of that.
At July 7th.
Right. If you haven't already, for each household, remember it's 100 or whatever you can spare to go towards the preparation for the feast.
Right.
Which more than likely we'll have at the same place, Bordentown. The Ramada Inn at the Bordentown.
Okay.
So definitely reach out to myself or any of the other priests if you need information or need help with arrangements or getting there, what have you. Okay.
You talked to question.
And that's it. Not since camp that time. When he came by. All right. So with that, we'll say the Shah Shabbat. Definitely enjoy the rest of the Sabbath. We still got a couple hours to go. But we're going to close out the service and do the closing prayers. So feel free to join us. And Most High's will talk to everybody this upcoming week for the classes, unless otherwise noted. So Shalom and Shah Shabbat. Let's do it.
Shalom. What's the lesson next week?
Oh, yeah. The Apocrypha is going to be First Esdras. Last we did 2 and 3, so that means we're going to do 4 and 5 next week.
Next week?
First Esdras 4 and 5 is the next Sabbath reading. Thanks for the reminder.
First Esdras 4 and 5?
Barakatha Hawa by Shemi Hawashai, Sharan Zanana, Paria Gapan, Tawada Aman. La Yahweh by Shemi Hawashai, Yasher. English translation. There it is. Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, that gives to us the fruit of the vine. Thank you, so be it. To Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, with Israel. I Madwa, Panuai Roshlam, stand to face Jerusalem. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Babakushai, Shemai, Lanawa, Aitha, Yamyan, Aitha, Shalak, Ma'aka Allah, Waha Allahayim, Tazwadakim, La, Shemar Ayo, Barak, Rapah, Magan, Wa Chazayak, Banya, Yasha'ala, Washalak, Lanawa, Rabiim, Kakama, Rabiim, Da'ait, Rabiim, Bayana, Rabiim, Sabalanwa, Rabiim, Amawan, Rabiim, Aqua, Rabiim, Ahabiim, Rabiim, Haganah, Rachanaya, Wasalak, Kal, Katayamnawa, La Akim, Wa Akiwa, Weasha'ala, Thamyad, Waiwalam, Ba'asham, Yahawashai, the water, Amen. English translation, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please listen to us now. Right now, send Michael and the righteous powers to watch over, bless, heal, protect, and make strong the children of Israel. And send to us much wisdom, much knowledge, much understanding, much patience, much faith, much brotherhood, much love, much spiritual protection, and forgive all our sins. For the brothers, sisters in Israel, always and forever, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Repeat the Hebrew only. Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Nawa, Wayasha'ala, Wabak Yasaparim, Shema, Yasharallah, Yahweh, Allah Yahweh, Yahweh, Akhad. English translation. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless us in Israel in the house of books. And then we said, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Okay, so Shah Shabbat once again. The Most High's will talk to everybody this upcoming week. Shalom.
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 Okay. Akim, circle up.